Hey you, welcome to Live Vedanta, our podcast about simple living and high thinking. We have been running for, oh my goodness, 8 seasons now, which means we have a really rich archive of episodes that focus on different ways to explore self-development. If the concepts of Hinduism and Vedanta are really new to you, we recommend going back and finding our season of Hinduism 101. We break down all of the fundamentals of what it means to be a Hindu. In this season, though, we're picking out some of the 70 verses of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita that captured the heart of it. And today we're focusing on essential verse 21. Shifting focus to the challenge of mind discipline, Shri Krishna compassionately addresses Prince Arjuna's hesitation about contemplation. Through prioritization, steady practice, and selfless associations, our mind can become balanced and focused, ultimately guiding us to self-rediscovery.
Verses 10 to 32. These are the verses where Shri Krishna directly teaches contemplation. 10 to 32. In the first quarter of verse 10, he shares, Yogi yunjita satatam. A contemplator is one who is steady, does not follow convenience. In verse 32, the last quarter, Shri Krishna shares, Yogi paramo mataha. The one who is steady with all of my guidance. Not this organization's guidance, not this teacher's own technique in contemplation. He says mataha, follows my guidance, parama. That person is not a yogi, but rather is yukta, united with infinity. In verses 33 and 34, Prince Arjuna responds. These are famous verses where Prince Arjuna shares, Na pashyami. I am hearing you, but I'm not listening to you in the sense that I don't feel I can follow these teachings. And he's not emotional about it. He says why he can't follow through. Chanchala. I am chanchala. Can you show me with your hands what chanchala looks like? Yes, I'm a dancer. And Prince Arjuna is a dancer, but his mind just jumps and skips. He acknowledges that he is distracted. Prince Arjuna's like that, not you. Let's just leave it at Prince Arjuna and don't put your name in there, okay? So Shri Krishna, who's independent yet loving, shares in verse 35. This is our third verse of this chapter, a famous verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Asamshayam Mahabaho Mano Durnigraham Chalam Abhyasena tu kaunteya Vairagyena cha grishyate. Joy. Feel joy because Shri Krishna loves you in the form of sympathy. Shares with Prince Arjuna, Mahabaho, your arms are strong, but I'm questioning whether your mind is strong. But he shares a samshayam. You are right. Mano durnigraham chalam. The mind is distracted. But please note, he may be saying the mind, but he's saying your mind. Shri Krishna's mind is not distracted. That's why I shared he's sympathetic, but not empathetic. Correct? Shri Krishna's not distracted, but he's sympathetic. So what to do? I'm just introducing this thought, but it is not new to all of you. I've referenced this verse countless times. Grihyate, the mind is held, the mind is directed by vairagya. Here I'm describing vairagya as prioritizing. Prioritizing means saying no. And abhyasa, practicing. Practicing is saying yes. Say no to this, say no to that, say yes to practicing all that Shri Krishna shared in this chapter. Making this more practical, Shri Krishna contemplation, this is a law of karma. Law of karma. If you don't give anything, you don't get anything. If you give casual, I'm searching on a social media platform time, that's all you'll get. But if you are steady, you will get all. This is a law. And shared in one more way, whatever you input is leaving an imprint. If you want to practice contemplation, if you want to practice focus, yet you're exposing yourself to distraction, sleeping late, intoxicants, reacting, etc., that input is leaving an imprint on your equipment. Obviously, you're not going to be able to contemplate because you are distracted. Prioritize, say no. Practice, say yes. Chapter 1 is about individuality. Prince Arjuna doesn't identify with Dharma, nor even Pandava, but rather with Arjuna. Individuality. He's experiencing fear because he's following the path of Preya, the path of least resistance is what Preya is. And I'm trying to relate this to all of us. You instinctively live for yourself in terms of breathing and eating. Us following Preya, or the path of least resistance, is where we live for our families only. We've made our standards very low in terms of purpose. We've made it person. And that's why in chapter 2, Shri Krishna shares about not individuality, but infinity. In the first teaching, know vastness. Vastness includes you. Chapter 3, 4, 5 is about renouncing individuality and reconciling infinity. Chapter 3 in this framework would be making your purpose community. For lots of us, that's checked off. Chapter 4 would be reconciling that your purpose is not community, but society. When you serve society, you get way less recognition, ovation, inclusion. The ROI decreases. And then chapter 5 would be about one's purpose being humanity. If you're going to live for humanity, there can't be a sense of doership. You will be too ineffective, too inefficient. Chapter 6 is not about renouncing, it is about realizing. After humanity, divinity. One's purpose is gone past purpose to presence. Chapter 6 is about presence. One has realized that duality is a myth. Duality is mithya. In chapter 6, we have tuned into verse 5. Verse 5 is about lifting. It is about lifting oneself from individuality to family to community to society to humanity to divinity. Another way to reflect on this, it is about pushing oneself to the Gurudwara, where your priority becomes your guide. Your guide pushes you to Dhyana Dwara. That is contemplating. And contemplating pushes you to Haridwara, to divinity. Our idea of lifting is alarm clock's going off. Lift yourself out of bed. See, now I'm ready for contemplation. This is what Shri Krishna is teaching. In verse 9, we tuned into how the one who's independent has nothing to gain and so has nothing to lose. The way to nurture this independence is to relate to those who are a net gain in your life. Many of us are studying devotion on Tuesdays. We recently came across a lovely sutra or verse. It is number 43 of the Narada Bhakti Sutra. Dusanga sarvatha eva tyajaha. Dusanga means selfish association. Sarvatha, in all ways, eva, is only worth, tyajaha, renouncing, dropping. When I share selfish association, we tend to think of selfish people. But Pujya Swami Tejomayananda has made this more broad. I'm going to read to you a quote of his. That our mind is thinking of deriving pleasure from any external thing. That thought itself is dusanga, or selfish association. If I feel I'm going to find joy outside of myself, that very thought is dusanga. You can be locked in a room by yourself and still be choosing dusanga. In this verse, there's a relationship described as mitra, one who is affectionate for no reason. I was thinking a lot about a friend. A friend is someone whom you associate with, and after you associate with them, you feel more desireless. When you associate with someone and you feel more desireless, that person is your friend. If you associate with someone and you have more desires, that person is not your friend. And verse 35, Shri Krishna is sharing how by vairagya, that is prioritizing, and abhyasa, that is practicing, you can contemplate. Putting this into a framework also, the three gauges of the evolution of your mind. Gauge number 1, a balanced mind. How do you nurture balance? By saying no. Those who live busy lives You live an imbalanced life. How do you become less busy? Say no. The next gauge, a focused mind. That comes through abhyasa, or saying yes. Whatever you're interested in, you focus on. Then you get to the third gauge, the real gauge of how one has gone from a seeker to a disciple, is to have a reflective mind. You're just naturally contemplative. Personally, I have found to nurture balance, focus, reflection, this will only come to you if you want it. If you find that you're imbalanced, distracted, maybe you don't want a developed equipment. Maybe you don't want to contemplate.
If you've enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend. You can follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and of course on the Simplecast browser. This whole season of Essential Love is accompanied by an ebook by the same name. You can check out our show notes about how you can download the Essential Love ebook, which includes tools for deeper reflection on each of the verses. They go hand in hand. You can find all of this and more at chinmayaniagara.com. Until next time, inspire, love, be.